Namaskar, good morning, Ram Ram. Weekly horoscope 7th December to 13th December 2025. And very interesting week because, when plane is going and there is turbulence and the pilot speaks about that. So that is at that time period. Let's welcome Akash, who is pilot today. And let's see what he say about all 12 signs. Namaskar, Ram Ram Akash.
Hello Rohitji, Ram Ram, welcome everyone. And this week is a very special week because Mars is going to make a transit where we will see that Mars is going into the sign of Sagittarius. But let's start from Aries until Pisces, everyone, and let's understand how this week is going to be. So with Aries, we will see that 7th of December is when Mars is entering into the sign of Sagittarius. I made a very big video about it, but to be very careful in terms of dealing with your gurus, spiritual teachers, you may have some rift with your bosses. There may be challenges that you can see this week related to your higher education as well. So very, very careful. Then Moon enters into Cancer, which is good news because the fourth house lord is in the fourth house. So emotionally, you will be in lot of power and there will be lot of help that you will be receiving from your from your family, from your mother, from your so-called what you say, the people who give you social security in this life. Also, we will see that Moon is aspecting the 10th house, so we will also see some great news related to your career also. So very, very positive. When we look at Moon now entering into the sign of Leo on December 10th, this is where we have to be careful because it is now meeting Ketu. Now, Moon and Ketu together, not very great combination. In fact, according to one of the book I was reading by Mr. Pandit Sanjay Rath, he was saying that whenever Moon and Ketu are together, that is a time of holiday because your mind can go into too much fire at that point of time. And because Ketu is sitting in a fire sign and Moon is entering here, so it can be a little bit of overwhelming this period for all the Aries ascendant people, especially in terms of romantic life. We may have a little bit of breakups, we may see challenges. See, last week we saw that some kind of monetary benefit, some kind of personality development, at least some good things related to your love life. But this is where we will see some problems related to love life and even children. And as we spoke, now fifth house is Moon and Ketu, and ninth house is Mars. So education wise, it will be an aggressive time. So please focus on education as much as you can. And the mantra of Ma Saraswati, Om Saraswati Namaha, yeah, Om Reem Kamini Swaha. This should be done so that your education is smooth during this time. With Moon entering into the sign of Virgo, the Lord of the fourth house goes to the sixth house. Not a very great placement for Moon because Moon here gets very, very, scattered because the energy of Moon is more of nurturing, power, and here it is the house of health. So we want to be very careful about any kind of waterborne disease, the water that we are eating, the food that we are eating. Health wise, we can have a little bit of challenges. Sometimes we can also feel challenges in terms of our daily routines as well. So we may feel a little bit of overwhelmed. One good news is those who are looking for any kind of loans or debts related to a property, related to you're trying to take a property or a car and apply it for a loan, you will get some good news related to that. So overall, a very, very 50-50 week, not a very great week. I know ending of the year, Mars is in very much power, so we need to be careful. All the very best. Do subscribe. There's a WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments as well. And thank you. For Taurus, we will see that Mars is entering into Sagittarius into the 8th house. It's a time of big transformation, lot of secrets to come on surface, but also we want to be careful about when we are driving, when we are driving a car, when we are doing any kind of investments, big investments. And even if you're dealing with your in-laws by any chance, you have to be extremely careful during this time because there may be some challenges that you may face. When we look at Moon will enter into Cancer. Now Moon is the third house lord. Coming into the third house adds lot of power to your communication. So very powerful time for communication. If you are trying to negotiate something, if you're trying to achieve something, like maybe you are trying to get a tender, you're trying to get a contract, you're trying to get a what you say, an employment. This is a very, very beautiful time and things will work for you in the right action between 7th and 10th of December. Then 10th of December is well Moon will come with in the sign of Leo. Very positive sign for Moon, but here Ketu is sitting and it is a fire sign. What happens in such cases? Since Moon gets directional strength in the fourth house, it is very powerful, but in some situations Moon can still be very, very unexpected. Emotions, especially related to your mother, your home, your family life, can be disturbed during this time. So we want to be very careful, very much what you say, very much aligned towards the, the family values. During this time it is very important, since moon will be in Mula Nakshatra, and looking at the 10th house, there is a positivity that there may be career enhancement during this week. So career wise we are doing very good, but when it comes to our home environment, there may be some stress here. Those who are working from home may also feel very overwhelmed during this time. And then when moon enters into the sign of Virgo, the third house lord comes third from itself in the fifth house. You may get some great news related to speculative gains. You may get some very good news related to your children. If your children are looking for a job, if your children are looking for a match for marriage, now this is a week that we may expect some very beautiful news coming. In fact, if you look, moon is just looking exactly opposite where Saturn is, and Saturn is now direct and very powerful. As soon as Saturn became direct, I got a lot of calls. Many people lost job, many people found job, many people are getting married, many people got terminal illness, critical illness. So very challenging depending on your birth chart. See, this is generic prediction, right? When we look at your birth chart in a closer scenario, we will be able to see that how and what kind of results you will get. But overall, this week is a very, very 50-50 week. So be very careful. And especially on the emotional level, we have to be absolutely mature or show maturity. All the very best. Take care. Gemini, when we talk about Gemini, Mars is entering into the seventh house here. Now, seventh house is the house of your relationships, and Mars is a very aggressive planet. And since Mars is also here, the sixth house lord coming into the seventh house, one good news is related to victory over enemies. If you're in a divorce case, etc., then it is victory for you. But on the other hand, if you are not in all that situation and there is some argument between husband, wife, business partners, this is not a very great time. You may have to face the wrath of the other person. You may have to face challenges in the relationship area. I have made a very big video on Mars just before this video, so you can go and watch and you can get complete idea about how this Mars, how the aspect of Mars are going to work for you. Moving forward, Moon will enter into the sign of Cancer. That is the second house. Such a beautiful placement, because the second house is Maraka. We can understand that, okay, Mars is aspecting Moon here, where it is putting a debilitated type. So Mahalakshmi Yoga is also being created. On top of that, we will see that Moon here is going to be extremely benefic for you. Your speech, your communication, your commitment done during between 7th of December till 10th of December are very important for you. We will also see that family life also becomes very much better. And because Moon is in the second house in the sign of Cancer, we will see that there is possibility of some wealth, like money wise. If there is some relief that you're looking for between 7th and 10th of December, there is some monetary relief coming. So if you're expecting a payment, expect it during this time. Now when Moon comes into the third house, into the sign of Leo, it's a fire sign, and where Ketu is sitting here with Moon, we have to be careful. Now careful in the sense what? Sometimes if you are going through a Moon Mahadashantar Dasha, or if you're going through any kind of Ketu Mahadashantar Dasha, then this is a time of overcommitment, where sometimes you may come into illusion and you may commit, or you may hear something and you may react. So listen something and react, and say something and commit. The two problems that you may see during this time. With Moon here in the third house, short distance travel, if you're doing any kind of short distance travel, there may be a little bit of challenges in that. It's not like bad, but there may be challenges. So try to keep your tickets, your travel plans flexible during this week. With Moon entering into the fourth house, this is positive news. If you're trying to do any transaction related to real estate, fixed assets, buying silver, gold, all this kind of things, then this is a very, in fact, when Moon comes to the sign of Cancer here in early this week, or maybe last week, when Moon was in Gaj Kesri, that is a perfect time to buy some kind of gold, silver. So if you have bought very good, now here there is a possibility that you may start feeling much more positive and may add more things. Your home life will be very, very perfect, very positive, and you will see, if we can say, career area, home area is going to be very, very fruitful for you. So all the very best. Great transit, no problem at all. Only a little bit of careful because of Moon and Ketu conjunction and Mars. Only this problem is there. When we move to Cancer ascendant and Cancer rising, Cancer lagna, we will see that Mars is entering into Sagittarius, into the sixth house for you. Now, sixth house is Rog, Rin, Shatru. That means you can talk about your enemies, you can talk about diseases, you can talk about, all your debt that you have accumulated in your life. Mars is a very good planet here. And fortunately, Mars is a yoga karka. Now, remember the role of a yoga karka. Yoga karka means any planet that rules a kendra, that means a quadrant and a trikona, that is a trine. So that's why see Mars here is becomes a yoga karka. And it is sitting in a fire sign. It's a fire planet. It's a very evil planet. Like we can say it's a malefic planet. It is sitting here. That means it has the qualities to destroy other evil. So you will see that in the area related to your workplace politics, in the area related to your debts, you will see some major transformation happening. Especially you will get some great possible news from foreign countries, maybe about some association, maybe about some help coming from very far distant place. So all the very best. With Mars here, we have made a complete video on it where we are talking about Mars, the placement, the aspects and whatnot. So please look at that video just before this, so you will get a clear idea about what Mars is going to be doing for you. Moon, ascendant lord, is coming to the ascendant. Such a great and positive time for all the people. Your personality, your charisma, your your lokpriyata, we can, so your other people getting attracted to you is what you will expect during this time. In fact, relationship wise also, marriage wise also, love wise also, if we are going through a little bit of trouble, this is the period where we will see such positive impact in our life. That amazing. But as soon as this period goes from 10th of December till 20th of December, 12th of December, we will see that moon is going to be entering into the sign of Ketu, into the sign of Leo with Ketu. It is a Grahana Yoga. When Ketu and Moon are together, Rahu is exactly opposite. It's a Grahana Yoga. Now, this is also the time when after Purnima, Moon is going slow towards Amavasya. In next 4 days, it will go into an Amavasya. 5 days. So now what we need to do here? Because second house is the house of speech, house of money. Not a very good time to invest something very big somewhere. Family wise, we will see that, overcommitment, getting into heated arguments. I was telling earlier for the Aries ascendant people that whenever there is a book written by a very learned guru of Puri, Mr. Sanjay Rath. He says that whenever Moon and Ketu are together at that point of time, take a leave, take holiday. And this is a time of take holiday from your speaking. Between 7th, between 10th and 12th, you should be as quiet as you can. You should not be very, very over, or sometimes in aggression, you take very wrong actions here. So we don't want to do this. Investment wise, not a good time. Family wise, family interactions, family negotiations, not a good time. So try to avoid everything. If you want to see what a good time it is good time to try some nice food and spicy food and whatnot. So it is time to eat some good things and feel happy. When Moon enters into the sign of Virgo here Moon on December 12th till 14th will be in the sign of Virgo. Now here the ascendant lord is gone to the third house. That means you yourself will become super energetic, super powerful. The laziness that you were feeling for the whole week is going to go down, and you're going to be very powerful and working. Or maybe this is the time that you say, I want to start something new, work out, lot of courage, lot of effort, lot of emotionally you will try to convince other people. So it's a beautiful time. So 50-50 week, not a very awesome week, little bit of challenge with moon placement with Ketu, but otherwise a very great week. All the very best. See you next week with some more positive and good news. For Leo rising, Leo Lagna, Leo ascendant, and all the Leo moon people here, we will see that what is happening. The first thing that is happening is that Mars, the Yoga Karka planet, like see, for Cancer and for Leo, Mars is the Yoga Karka planet. There is no other planet which is powerful to give results in though. Even the ascendant lord is not Yoga Karka. Mars is Yoga Karka here. Now Mars is going to the fifth house. Fifth house is a very important house. It is a house related to your speculative gain, related to your children, related to your we can say creativity, related to your purva punya. That means something that you have done in the past and now you're supposed to reap the benefits out of it. Now with Mars here, the ninth house lord sitting ninth from itself, it's Bhagya there. So it is an important time for your destiny to rise. But somewhere, because it is a fire sign and this is related to children, progeny, this is related to creativity, love, romance, we may see that aggression is what is shown. You may be showing love, but that with aggression. So somehow we want to control over it. We want to put that, that feeling of, just relax, chill. I know at this point Jupiter is putting that aspect, but it is it is still in retrograde motion, so it is not that favorable. The aspect is there to, but Saturn's aspect is winning. Now based on this Mars transit, I've made a very big video, so if you go on the channel just before this video, you will see that what is the Mars video. So please refer there. I've talked about aspects, this, that, whatnot, so you'll get more idea. When Moon enters into the sign of Cancer, this is the 12th house where the 12th house lord is coming. So some sudden travel or travel plans are being made can happen during this time. In fact, with moon here, there may also be possibility of spiritual, you can get invoked spiritually. There may be a lot of subconscious thoughts about spiritually, about spirituality, about getting into some kind of sadhana. That is the point where moon is making for your 12th house. With moon entering into the first house, this is where we have to be careful, because from 10th December till 12th of December, when moon is in Leo, it is with Ketu. Now, remember, whenever Ketu and Moon are together, it is a time to be very careful, especially in terms of your personality. If you're doing any kind of treatment this week, any Botox, any makeup, any facial, anything that is related to do with some cosmetic thing, you should avoid, because it may create big problems for you, some big trouble, like infections and whatnot. If you are thinking of doing some kind of stage setup and you're going to do some kind of speech, and you have to be very careful, because emotionally this is not a very good time. And when see, it is a fire sign, a planet like moon, when it goes here, it is very challenging. If you're going through moon mahadasha antardasha, it's an intense period, and try to be as grounded as you can. With moon getting into the second house, into the sign of Virgo here, December 12 to 14, this is good news, because 12th house lord has gone to the second house. So some gains from foreign country, some communication from foreign country, someone verbally promising something to you from a foreign country is happening, and which may result into some great things when the Purnima comes, sorry, when the moon gets exalted in the next cycle. Overall, when we talk about moon here, this week moon is creating a little bit here and there. It's not on a very stable path. So this is a week of 50-50, being very careful. Okay, all the very best. Have a great week. See you next week. Let's go on Virgo. When we look at Virgo, Mars is entering into the Sagittarius sign. Now when we look at Mars here, Mars is the lord of the eighth house and also the third house. That means longevity is completely depending on Mars and the area of Mars only. Now, when we look at Mars here, can be very, very aggressive in the fourth house. Now, fourth house is your mother. Fourth house is your home. Fourth house is your dwelling where you stay right now. Fourth house is also related to heart, lungs, chest. Sorry, if you're going through any health problems, especially related to heart, lungs, chest, any problem that is related to, doctor has said that you have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, then you need to be extra cautious during this Mars transit, because Mars is in a fire sign. You cannot ignore this. Secondly, if there is any property matters, any matters related to home, aggression or impulsiveness should be as less as possible. I have made a video completely over this Mars, how it is supposed to be, what are the aspect it is receiving, what aspect it is giving back. It is there on the channel just before this, so you watch that, you will get a clear idea of how to behave this week. But moving on, we will see that moon, after the Gaj Kesri is going to the 11th house here, trying to add a lot of gains for you, gains, some name, fame, short term name, fame, recognition, gains are seen during this period. In fact, from your elder siblings also, we may find some kind of, you know, great contribution towards your progress. Even if you will see, their life also becomes very much better. So between 7th and 10th, it is a very good time to do some stage event, do some event where you're talking, where you are speaking, where you are out there attending a mass. So that is the kind of thing that if you want, you can go ahead. With moon entering into the sign of Leo with Ketu between 10th and 12th of December, this is a time of caution, because the 12th house is a house fire sign. First of all, moon is a very, 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 very soft planet. When it goes here, it gets disturbed, so your mind can get fiery. And fiery does not, when fire and water come together, what happens? Smoke comes, steam comes. And what is Ketu? Ketu is steam, smoke, right? So illusion, lot of subconscious mind, lot of things that, okay, this person said this about you, this is a hidden enemy, this is what something is trying to do to you, this is what someone is trying to cause loss to you. So you may hear a lot of things, your mind may be going crazy, that what the hell, how do I believe this? It is a better time to do patience, to do sadhana, to do as much as, do meditation during this time, because that is only going to help you, nothing else will help you. Good time for sadhana can trigger a foreign travel, and also can trigger some expenses related to, social circles. So let's hope for the best, that everything is there. Expenses should come, and should come for good reasons. And moon coming into the ascendant, into the lagna, you will see that this time the 11th house lord is in the lagna. So because of your effort, you may be able to build something very nicely, grow something very nicely. In fact, if there is idea, there is anything that has to do with idea, anything that has to do with new innovation, anything that has to do with problem solving, you will be at the peak and the best part during 12th and 14th of December. So it's a very positive week, except the moon and Ketu conjunction in the 12th house, which is Dushtana. And moon can, your mind can get a little bit of over, we can say anxious, if we want to say. That is what is happening. Otherwise, beautiful time, enjoy your life, all the best. See you next week. Libra, we will see that here moon, or some Mars is entering into the sign of Sagittarius. Now Sagittarius is the second house for you, sorry, third house for you. It is the house of your communication. What happens here? Sometimes you are frustrated, your aggression, frustration can create some challenges in your love life. And also, because of some hasty, some kind of decisions, impulsive decisions, you may lose a source of income during this time. Your courage, your courage, your valor, your sporty and what you say, attitude will be at the best level during this time. That is very good. But somehow you need to calm down. That is what exactly this Mars is saying, that okay, calm down. I am in the third house, I'm in a parakram bhava. Parakram means action, courage. Show that you are like completely courageous, no one can defeat you. That is what Mars is right now. But we have to be careful because Mars is getting an aspect of Jupiter, an aspect of Saturn on top of it, which means that this is the time that Saturn wins. Saturn is a yoga karka in your birth chart. On top of that, Saturn is also direct right now. So Saturn is so powerful, so powerful, so powerful. Why do we want to play with Saturn's energy? And this is the karma energy of Saturn, the 10th aspect of Saturn on Mars. So it is intense. So please make sure that before making any big communication, before writing any mails, before getting angry, calm down. At that moment, just think and calm down, that okay, relax, not right now, wait, patience. This is exactly what is required. There is a video that I've made on Mars just before this, so you can go and watch and understand everything pattern by pattern. Now, when we look at here and we look at moon enters into the 10th house. This is a sign that is related to moon only, that is Cancer, and Mars is still putting an 8th aspect here. So suddenly some kind of improvement in your career, getting a new job offer. Even at this time of holidays, you may get a new job offer. This is the kind of possibility that you will see. And in your workplace, some appreciation, some power, dignity, rank growing up. So very, very great and powerful time. Now what happens sometimes when we are in very good position in the work, we go and tell our friends that, oh, you know what, in the work everyone has done so good for me. What will it happen after that? They will become jealous. And what happens, what jealous happens when Ketu and Moon are together, your mind becomes very crazy. You will say, your friend will say, what are you talking about? You, they were saying bad things about you, they were saying this about you. Then you will suddenly go into a very mind game, that what the hell do I believe? Am I believing that things happen good with me, or am I feeling this anxious? So try to understand that this period from 10th till 12th of December is just a small illusion in your life. It's not a very big deal, so just forget about it. It is not a very big. Don't listen to others. See, this is also the house of ears, by the way. This is the left ear. Third house is the right ear. So this is a house of ears. So that means hearing is also seen from the 11th house. So you may hear something, but everything false and negative. So don't bother about it. When we look at moon getting into the 12th house here, moon is entering into the sign of Virgo. The 10th house lord is in the 12th house. So some karma related to a very far distant place, either in a foreign country, either some association to the foreign country, or other expenses related to career. If you are an employer, not an employer, you're a business owner, then there may be some expenses that you may see during this period, which is ideally very good for you. So all the best. Go ahead, enjoy your life, do it, no stress, enjoy. Okay, all the best. Spiritually also very, very beautiful times. Evolve yourself spiritually, go from some spiritual retreat, do some sadhana, visit some temple. This is going to add more power to your transit this week. All the best. Moving on to Scorpio, and here Scorpio, we will see that Mars, Mangal Devta, is in the second house. The ascendant or in the second house means monetary gains. Now, if you are waiting for some great monetary gains or monetary news, then this is a very, very positive time for you. All the very best, and make the use of it in a very nice way. But since second house is house of speech, so here when Mars enters into Sagittarius, you may become very rude with other people. You may talk rudely, you may ask rudely, you may request rudely. This is something which happens when Mars enters into this house. This is also Mula Nakshatra. It also means that you need to be very grounded towards your roots. So never ever, with by talking to someone, by humiliating other people, never ever forget the roots, that how you came on from such a zero person to such a hero person. That is very important. Now, for this Mars, I have made a very big video about the aspects, about what aspects it is receiving and what not, just before this. So watch it, because this is a long term till 16th of January 2026 is what this is happening. So you need to be aligned with it. So please watch that video, because it's very important for your ascendant lord. That ascendant lord movement is very important. Now with Moon entering to the sign of Cancer, which is the 9,000. Here also it receives the eighth aspect of Mars, which is Mahalakshmi Yoga. So fortunately, this is a time where we will see that monetary benefits are happening and our luck is in our favor. Higher education wise, we are getting very, very great news, and spiritual guidance from your guru, spiritual guidance from your teacher, spiritual guidance from your father is seen during this time, which may be very, very useful for you in the long run. So very positive time. But now when Moon comes with Ketu in the 10th house, in the career area, many people may try to misguide you during 10th till 12th of December. There may be people who may be coming to misguide you, who may be coming to give you false reasonings that, okay, this person said bad about you, this person said bad about you, and whatnot. Everyone wants to, no one in this world will be happy with your progress. Everyone wants to just snatch away or snatch off your success. This is the time that we will not let it happen. We will be as calm as, still water, and we will say, okay, we will not get wavy. We will say that, okay, whatever it is, just keep listening, not to react. Keep listening, not to react. In your career area, in the workplace, if bosses etc are being very harsh to you, rude to you, it is just very temporary. Don't react right now. I just did an appointment today, Rohitji, where one of my client, he said that my boss said something and I resigned. I said, why? I said, you're 22 years old, you resigned, and what will you understand in the future? So some kind of impulsive things should not be done during this period. With Moon entering into the 11th house here, this is the house that is related to your gains, and the ninth house lord goes in the 11th house, which is good. Your destiny in your social circles also activate here. We will see that it is receiving an aspect of Saturn. This means that in the area of your, if there is any event, if there is any function related to office etc between 12th and 15th of December, sorry, you need to be absolutely or there or time. You need to be there according to the, we can say, according to the schedule. You may sometimes miss something. Please make sure that very early you are trying to, like, if the event starts at 7, you are there at 6, 1 hour before, because we don't want to be late there. Sometimes in such situations, what happens is that our destiny is still supporting us, but still, because this is a sign of Virgo and aspected by Saturn, we know that Saturn is a planet which can create slowness in life. So sometimes very slow action in your social circle, or even if gains is coming, so you say that, okay, your check is deposited, but you will be going crazy that why it is not clearing, why it is not clearing. So 2 days you will feel that pain. So just relax, patience. Overall, this is a very good week. Only the Moon and Ketu period has to be taken into a little bit extra consideration during this week. All the best. See you next week. Do follow, subscribe. Sagittarius. Now, when we talk about Sagittarius here, we will see that Mars has entered into the Lagna only this week, 7th of December, and it will be there till 16th of January 2026. Now, what happens here with Mars here? Mars is the Lord here, if you see, of the 5th house, and Mars is the 12th house Lord coming into the ascendant. That means somehow you will see that the focus, actually completely the focus is on your children, on your creativity, on your speculative gain, and on your, we can say, foreign travel, spirituality, and your humbleness. Everything is in spotlight. Mars is receiving an aspect of Jupiter and as well as Saturn. Saturn is putting the 10th aspect of Mars, which is a very powerful aspect of Saturn. In such situation, sometimes our personality tends to become very aggressive. We become very, you know very, what you say, fiery. Like someone comes and tells us, hello, I want to know this. Oh, I don't, come to me right now. This is the kind of feeling that happens when Mars is in the first house in such fire sign and in Mula Nakshatra. The important thing that we need to understand is we do not want to leave our roots during this time. We want to be absolutely connected to our roots and be very, very extremely ethical as well as humble. Now, a very big video on Mars, I have put it on the channel, so you can go and watch there, which will give you more idea about it. When we look at Moon, it is going to the eighth house, still receiving the eighth aspect of Mars. So great news for those people who are doing some research, who are filing some paper, who are doing some kind of research theory. They are writing some kind of PhD exams and whatnot, or PhD papers they are doing, or any exams they are doing, because the eighth house, sixth house lord is in the 12th house, making a Viparit Raj Yoga as well. So you are going to win here. So very positive placement. Those who are fighting for inheritance or working in terms of getting some legal help, this is also a great time for you. With Moon entering into the ninth house with Ketu, this is a cause of concern. Now, little concern here. I will explain you what. Ninth house is the house of Guru. Ketu here is very favorable because it is the house of Guru, it is the house of teachers. Ketu respects everyone, but the problem is it is a fire sign. When a planet like Moon enters into a fire sign, just imagine a very cold thing goes into fire, smoke comes up, and Ketu is already smoke there. So there is completely haziness. People, gurus, teachers, mentors, father, every that figure will be trying to guide you in the right sense, but you will not listen during this week. So try and understand that if the guru is saying, if the teacher is saying, if a spiritual guide is saying, if anyone is saying you something this week, you need to understand that that is the final call that universe is trying to tell you under this illusion period. That is how God comes into different ways to give you answers, give you more ways. So please accept gurus and teachers and bosses and etc.'s feedback during this time. That is more important. When we talk about some foreign travel, we want to be very flexible during this time because there may be delays, there can be challenges. With Moon entering into the sign of Virgo, which is the 10th house, which is good because exactly in the 10th house, Moon is going to give you progress related to your career, but somehow it is receiving an aspect of Saturn. And in this situation, Moon has to become very disciplined. So emotions will not work during this time. Practical behavior and decisions should be made based on practical approach, not an emotional. You cannot say I work 20 hours a week to do this or a day to do this. No, it has to be I use these skills to make this happen. So it is not only my hours, it is my skill that I use. So you have to use a little bit of give a little bit of different way during this week if you want to go into the career area. Overall good week, positive. Only Moon and Ketu little bit of challenge, so we want to take care of that, and let's hope for the beautiful results coming out. See, unless and until there are challenges, we will not be able to overcome them. So let challenges come to life, we will overcome everything. All the best. Capricorn, Makar. And when we talk about Capricorn rising, Capricorn Lagna, Capricorn, what you say, ascendant, and Capricorn moon. Now, here we will see that from Capricorn, you will see that Mars is going to the 12th house, into the sign of Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. Now, understand the pattern of this Mars. Mars gets exalted in the Lagna. So before getting exalted, before getting that power, we have that struggle, right? Before getting power, we have that struggle. That is the struggle that Mars is in this cycle of the year. It is the year of Mars. It is going into the number 9 Sagittarius sign, fire sign in the 12th house. 12th house is the house of expenditure, losses. We can talk about 12th house with, extreme subconscious mind. Now, here is where fear comes. It is good for those enemies that you have. Enemies are going to get destroyed, but your fear can increase. Subconscious mind wise, you may feel very anger, irritated over some points. If you're going through any aspect of life where you're trying to, get something done, get something, what you say, if you say in this Mars is fourth house, like real estate, getting things done, or something that has to do with your social circle, your social media, your digital marketing, anything to do in that area, like emails, anything to do with interaction, communication is something that you're doing. You may feel a little bit of extra overwhelmed and sometimes angry. Try to control that anger. This is the test. Saturn is putting the 10th aspect on Mars. It is showing that, let me see that how much resistance that you have before you completely burst out. That is what this week is for you, the beginning of this week. Overall, when we see that Moon is entering into the sign of Cancer, now, Moon entering into Cancer is where Mars is putting the 8th aspect here. So, good news for all the people who are trying to get some money from partnerships, especially from foreign countries. There may be possibility that a windfall kind of situation is coming. So, if money is coming from foreign countries, partnership, then be very, very awesome about it. It is going to happen for you. But on the other end, because Moon is get into the 7th house, very good time for partnership, more bonding. That is a great time. Now moon, the seventh house lord, goes to the eighth house, which is good. It is in progression, but it is with Ketu. Now here, problem related to intimacy, secrets come out. There is possibility that lot of things that you have promised, lot of things that you have told, that I will do this research, that research, and I'm not able to deliver that at the moment. That is this kind. Secondly, when moon comes here with Ketu, this is a period that completely there is smoke. So maybe fact check is very important. If you are trying to publish something, if you're trying to say something, 10 times look at that facts, that am I right, is it going to be the same way, am I being misguided, am I doing this, that. Like, it has to be very much fact check is the clear word that we see during this period. And when moon comes to the ninth house, this is again positive. Seventh house lord in the ninth house, your partner also gain a lot of wealth, happiness during this time, and you are also getting blessings from Guru, getting lot of positive input from Guru. Travel can happen here. Now, travel wise, we will see that, because see, it is putting an aspect on the third house. Third house where Saturn is sitting. So short term travel can happen. And this travel, only one thing that we want to be careful about this travel is that we don't want to get overwhelmed here. So please make sure that flexible travel are there. There may be some delays because Saturn is sitting in the third house. Okay. I hope that this will suffice. All the very best. Have a great time. I'll see you next week with some more positive news. Till then, Jai Shri Ram. Aquarius. When we talk about Aquarius, Moon is entering into this. Sorry, this is, I think, last week's. I will tell you. So seventh is when Mars will enter into the sign of Sagittarius. When Mars enters into the sign of Sagittarius, this is a very intense time. Some exactly related to your social circle. You may feel that there is some problem related to social circle. There may be little heated arguments in your social circles. You may get aggressive to achieve something that is going to be, that is going to be very overwhelming for other people around you. That why the hell this person has become so aggressive. So this is the kind of behavior that you can have. So be very careful about it. With being social circle said, it is also the house of your dreams, aspiration, gains. So that wise, it is very good. Gains are coming here. Communication, commitment related to gains are coming, so which is very positive. Somehow, because it is making a relationship with the second house, big gains can be expected. So all the very best. This is a great transit for you. When moon enters into the sign of, what you say, Cancer, into this or from 10th to 12th, in the sixth house for you, rogue rin shatru, that means every problem related to enemies, every problem related to disease, every problem related to debt may get relief, because when sixth house lord goes to the sixth house, it tries to repair this house, and here it is still receiving that aspect of Mars. So which means that emotions still have the power to overcome every difficulty during this time. It may be enemies, may it be court cases, may it be office politics, may be anything that has to do with some health problems, you will be able to overcome this in a very, very nice way. With moon coming into the seventh house, then this is the house that is ruled by sun, and moon is coming here with Ketu. Now this is where we want to be careful. This week is not very good for relationships. There may be some challenges when we will see in relationships, in the relationship pattern. You may feel lot of fog, lot of mist, lot of, you take decisions in a very radical way, which will not very good for you. Somehow, when Ketu and Moon are together, it is supposed to be silently sitting and not doing anything very aggressive at the point. With one, because Ketu and Moon when come together, it is, fire and emotion coming together. Mars is still, not that fire which will burn away everyone. Ketu is the fire that causes pain. So this time is where you can feel pain in that relationship area. Sometimes in business partnerships, sometimes in relationships. So we want to be, if that it's happening also, we want to be as calm as possible. We don't want to overreact. Now with Moon entering into the, we can say, the eighth house. Now it's make a Vipreet Rajyog here. Vipreet Rajyog means all the trouble problems that were happening now is going to get some solution in this. Between 10th to 12th, you will get some very good, what you say, very good solution about all the problems. But somehow, stomach health has to be taken. Health wise, beginning we are very good, but then it cannot relapse. That's why we want to be very careful. Stomach related, food related problems, or taking food which are not that good for you, or not like eating a lot of non-veg, a lot of heat, hot products is not very good for you this week. So avoid that as much as possible. Pisces, We will see that here Mars is entering into the sign of Sagittarius. When we look at Mars here, on 7th of November, it will enter into 7th of December, it will enter into the sign of Sagittarius, and it will stay here till 16th of January 2026. Now, with Mars coming here, it is very intense in your workplace. Now, this is a fire sign. Mars is a fire planet. When they come together, and especially in Mula Nakshatra, you try to justify is the right word here. You try to justify every action that you do. Remember, this time Jupiter is also aspecting Mars and Saturn is also aspecting Mars, but Saturn has a much more power here because it is putting the 10th aspect on Mars. So justification can only be accepted if discipline, if ethicalness has been maintained in the past. So somewhere if it is not there, then forget about it. Good time for people who are looking for a new job, trying to start something new job. This is a time that new jobs can come. In fact, after a lot of hard work for a lot of time, you may get a verbal commitment this time, because second house lord in the 10th house, remember, second house is speech, verbal commitment, that that we are going to promote you next year, so all the best for the next year. So you may get that power. So that this is the kind of things that is happening. Then moon in this week will enter into the sign of Cancer. 9th till 11th, it will be here in the sign of Cancer, which is very good again, because what happens here is that in the sign of Cancer, moon is Swa Rashi and is the fifth house. Fifth house is the house of speculative gain, children, romance, happiness. We may see lot of positivity coming from these areas, from romantic life. Your partner may be very, very happy, or there is new relationship that is being building during this time. There may be possibility in this time that education wise you're doing very good, and lot of emotional and practical support you're getting. Also, creativity wise you're doing very good. And when it comes to the blessing for your children also is there. So for children also we will see some great news. When moon enters this week in the sign of Leo. Now, this is where we want to be careful, because see, sixth house not a very great place for moon. Ketu already smoke. Moon getting into a fire sign, water getting into fire sign is completely all steam. So it is all completely under this shadow, the sixth house. And sixth house is your workplace. You will not feel the environment. You will not understand the environment at your workplace. That what are they doing good to me? Are they doing bad to me? I don't understand exactly what is happening. You may not feel very much well health wise. You may feel that something is missing. Am I feeling lazy, fatigued, something like that? Very important time to do sadhana related to Lord Shiva. Go on Shiva temple and put some jal on Lord Shiva. This is important for this time. Great time. This is a great time. See, now when in this vipreet condition also there are great time. Now great time here to emotionally convince other people for yourself. Like, this is a time to emotionally convince people that, okay, you know what, come on my side. This is that time to manipulate. So if you want to do that, you can do that. With moon finally entering into the sign of Virgo from from 11th to 13th, this is where we will see that lot of positivity comes again in the relationship and the romantic area. You will see that marriage related proposals, if you have been waiting for a long time, if you have been waiting for some partnership related proposals, that will also we will see extreme joy during this period in terms of all the relationship and the partnership pattern. So overall, it is a very nice week. Only challenge is that this Mars till 16th of January, this has to be taken into control, because moon is very small things it does, but Mars can do very big things here, very, very powerful things. All the best. Thank you. Subscribe. Thank you, Rohit ji. All the
Thank you
best.
very much. Really very difficult week this is because of this Jupiter, Mars, and Saturn triangle, and Moon is also afflicted somewhere. Thank you for all the family members. Thank you, and you can follow us on Instagram, and for consultations, number always on the screen and the mail ID. Thank you, Akashji, for this video. And I know your health is not good, but still you make this video on the last moment. Thanks for this. Thank you very much. Jai Shri Ram. Jai
Jai
Hanuman.
Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Mata Di, Jai Lakshmi.